And we're back at the GSL here with Tastosis, the Casted Nerd, Archon, Bromanson over our favorite game here at the GSL. My headset almost fell out. Special thanks to our sponsors at LG, Intel, and G-Skill, and thank you for tuning in. You made the right choice. I know some of you are like, oh, but I should have gone to my economics class. I'm flunking. Nah, it's all right.
If you want to learn about economics, man, watch that OGS Top game again.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Well said, Artosis.
So we have MVPGenius. You want to learn about being a badass killer BlizzCon world champion, watch this match.
Yeah, this guy
Math
is
class ain't
really
going to teach you that, folks.
He's one of our more cocky players, and I like that.
Yeah.
He's got some personality to him. And, he's definitely a force to reckon with here. As you can see, it's about 5-5 against Terran, but when you get to
a lot of those games are really old. Those rain games right there in the middle, those are from Season 2. So since then, he's only played 4 times against Terran.
Well, another thing I want to mention is that, when you're this high in your StarCraft ranking of Codas, being 5-5 is not something you should consider a bad thing.
Oh, absolutely.
It does not mean you're average. It actually means you're holding your own against the best in the world.
Dude, he's quietly been one of the top Protoss players still. He just hasn't done anything so splashy or flashy that we've really...
Splashy?
No, man, no, he hasn't done anything so splashy. He hasn't cannonballed into any pools. He hasn't flickered on and off any lights. Make a strobe effect.
Like SeaWorld, I was sitting in the splash section, and I was not yet made wet.
Exactly.
So, maybe he's not anything splashy.
He's not a Shamu Protoss, man.
No. Over here, we have Nada. Now, this guy needs a little introduction. And is now officially nicknamed the Renaissance Nerd. He is probably the most consistent. Actually, I think we can fairly say he's the most consistent StarCraft 1 pro gamer. Was basically in the top 30 for, 9 years or something insane like that?
Yeah, until he was totally done with StarCraft 1, basically.
And, he's a guy who works out a lot. He's totally jacked.
To Nada, a championship or a game win is like an apple on a tree. All he has to do is go over and pick it.
Yeah.
Just does he want to get out of his lawn chair?
And, one thing about, he's a very friendly guy. Generally tends to have a lot of female fans here in the audience. And
a lot of male fans as well.
A lot of male fans, yep.
One of the biggest threads in Team Liquid history, Nada's body. Not even joking. It's like, actually, it makes me sad and happy at the same time.
I would say the same thing for me. I look at that and I'm like,
I don't know what to think.
I don't know what to do about that. I don't know if he knows about that thread. So it's going to be Genius against Nada. Genius is a little bit of a tricky player to play against because he's one of these guys who is very good at beating people who should be better than him. He does build.
Should anyone be better than the BlizzCon champion?
Well, no, but, you're a GSL champion. There were a lot more better players there. That might change by next BlizzCon. There's so many good players out here. Nada closing his eyes, getting himself in the zone. You can see Genius kind of stretching his back out, getting relaxed. And it's game time. Head-to-head, a Protoss against the Terran. Both these guys, StarCraft 1 Terrans, 1 turn StarCraft 2 Protoss. Let's see who's going to win this here at the GSL.
MVPGenius versus oGsNaDa.
That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty epic, man.
At first, I was like, what is this? And then it was like, wow, this is great.
Over here, in the bottom right, champion of BlizzCon, which we also casted down in Anaheim, California.
MVPGenius.
She had some sleepy eyes at the
Yeah,
start
her
of that
starting
video,
face, man.
Yeah. She was like about to fall asleep. She's like, action.
He's got a milk mustache or something?
Over here in the upper right, the Renaissance Nerd. Almost called Renaissance Terran, but no, his nickname is the Renaissance Nerd. Most consistent StarCraft 1 player, pro gamer of all time.
oGsNaDa.
So he does that. So good.
What a sicko, man. What a sicko. Look at that Team Liquid patch, wearing it proudly.
That's right. Tornado Terran fighting.
Well, chapter love's not a PS diggity something.
We're on camera for some reason. Hi. This
you see how I was sitting out to watch the game?
Finger pose. That totally caught me off guard.
Yeah, and it was dark too. I think
don't know if that was actually supposed to
guard.
be there. All right. This is live TV. Stuff happens.
Stuff does occur.
Stuff does happen,
right
man.
now, Genius is going for a quick Nexus. Nexus first. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
This is wow, Arceus. This is a build that you can get away with more easily on this map because you do get an expansion, this sort of backyard area that they can't get to as easily.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean there aren't ways that Terran can punish it.
It's a great map to do this on. So much so we even saw, I believe it was Inca do this there the other day, and NADA. NADA's throwing down a second barracks.
So this game should
and
be
a reactor.
Short. So he's going to do a rush.
A reactor first and a second barracks.
I think it's just going to be mass Marines. No, well,
no, it's going to be Marine
gas.
Marauder for sure.
You think so? Oh, well, yeah.
Now, what will Genius do? Will he get too greedy and tech up? Because you can hold this build with the build that Genius has done. It's definitely a possibility. Genius saw the gas. That's basically all he saw, the gas in the barracks. So he could think it's going to be like a Reaper expand or something. Now, Artosis, how do you hold this build with the 16 Nexus?
Said Tasteless with Artosis' voice.
Yes. Well, Tasteless.
The Puppet Master.
There's a few ways. I mean, the force fielding is going to be a little bit off the timing-wise, okay? If you go one base and get your gases at normal times and stuff, you can do that. Right now, what he's going to want to do is make a bunch of stuff. A bunch of Zealots, a bunch of Stalkers, maybe one Sentry. Just so that when stuff comes up his ramp, he can mess it up one time, or maybe use a Guardian Shield. But he's going to want enough Zealots to tank damage, enough Stalkers to chase everything down this kiting and deal it. So we're going to have to see if Genius will do that right. He's getting his second gateway and his assimilator. Second assimilator.
Get back here!
The SCV is going to scout out exactly what's going on for NADA. NADA getting his concussive shells right away, very important.
This rush, it's sort of different than rushes on any other map because of the rocks. You can tear down those rocks.
He can go up quicker and be scared of a force field, or he can just kill the rocks, which is going to give Genius a little bit longer to prepare. Of course, the rocks here only have 1 armor and only 1,000 hit points, so they go down a lot quicker than your normal destructible debris. This is extremely destructible debris. That's what it should say.
Yeah, this is quite destructible.
That's actually quite misleading to just call it destructible debris.
Debris. Son said. So what he's doing here is he wants to make a straight line from this opponent's base.
I feel bad for that debris. It just wants to know.
That one has an identity crisis.
Yeah.
It's just question marks if you click on it. He doesn't know what it is.
He's not sure yet, and that's fine. When you're young debris, it takes some time.
Maybe I'm a prep, maybe I'm a goth, I don't know.
Yeah. Here
it's
comes
okay. Most high school categories don't matter.
All right, we do have 2 Zealots, 2 Stalkers out, 2 more Stalkers are on the way, another Gateway on the way, Cybernetics Core, 2 more gates on the way, and the Cybernetics Core is just about done. He's got to run back! He's got to run back! Okay, that would have been death. And just in time to finish up the Warp Gate. He probably wants to bring out a few
he might be able to take out one of these Warp Gates.
IMO, bring some probes. He's bringing some probes. His O is the same as IMO.
Oh, no, this is smart. He's going to go ahead and take out these rocks. He says, all right, I'm going to back up and regroup here.
Genius playing just perfectly here. Completely, perfectly done. But his Stalker's in the front. He's got to keep those Zealots in the front.
He needs them on a separate control group.
Yeah, he needs to be pulling them back. If his Stalker's going first, he'll lose. If they don't, he should hold.
Command Center coming over here, so NADA may not commit to this.
Get your Zealots in the front.
I know, it's a little bit painful.
I have to give a seminar to all the pro Protosses. Guys, work on this, please. He's got all his units on 1 key at the moment. Warping in some more units, warping in some sentries as well.
Stalkers, again, still in the front. And we've seen this Protoss players lose battles. Lose games, literally. Entirely because they're not doing that.
Yeah, it's seriously, man. All right, so he's reacted perfectly. NADA forcing him to lose some mining time and stuff. NADA's command center is done.
Now I want to point out he's almost never been able to chrono boost his Nexus this entire time. He's been chrono boosting the gateways.
It's a very good point.
And that's a lot less probes the Protoss should have. You might. What is our worker count? It looks like
32 probes, 29 SCVs.
So that's not that different.
You hit the nail on the head, man. NADA's economy is going to be just slightly ahead of Genius's because he does have the mules as well. So yeah, that's a great point. But on the other hand, it gives Genius a few extra units right now. So I would say the game is right about even at the moment.
Neck and neck.
Yeah. Genius getting his forge up. NADA, in the meantime, teching up, getting his dropships ready.
Combat shields on the way, about 1/5 done. Look at the most exact measurement.
Yeah. 0.56667.
Repeating.
No, man, that wouldn't be.
Why would you not want that to be repeated?
Because I said 7 in the end, which means I rounded.
No, the 7's repeating.
The 7 then is repeating?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not going to drop it, man.
You have to be a sick math nerd to get an equation that ends up with that repeating.
I know. Now, Nada destroying his own entrance. He doesn't want to be contained by a few sentries there. Oh, you poor probe. He had a family.
Don't worry, he probably didn't know what hit him.
Yeah, you're such a nerd. I almost swore just there.
Tace is almost fell out of his chair. All right.
Oh, my God. Uh-oh, this probe also had second thoughts.
All right, we do have 8 Marauders loaded up into the medevacs, a bunch of Marines, and a single Marauder left in the ground force, and he has nothing there to stop drops.
He only has these Zealots here. Zealots not going to be very useful in a situation like this with Marauders.
No, it's not. Oh, man, this is bad. He was not ready for this, and Nada gets out of there, so it's actually not that bad.
Well, this is a good way to pin down a Protoss who's on 2 base. If you're on 2 bases carrying, and we see it a lot as you drop the back, especially with Marauders, because Marauders are much more able to punish small numbers of units. In turn, it allows the Terran to basically expand before the Protoss if he does it right.
Yeah. And that drop wanted to come in again. The Photon Cannon going to help out. So are the Zealots. The +1 armor just finishing up. So those Zealots are going to do better than you would think. No upgrades yet for Nada. Loses nothing. Gets out of there. By the way, Nada just scanned the main base and sees that there is, in fact, a Templar Archives going up.
He may go for Ghosts, get some EMP.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's going to have to, man. I like the tech choices of Genius, and I like the fact he's putting cannons in his lines. It's going to stop any possible Banshees as he's not going to Observer, but more importantly, slow down drops. So Genius is actually playing a really cool style right now, going for that Templar tech, going for Zealot charge. Charge just finished up, and here we go. Nada.
Uh-oh.
Nice force field's going out.
That was a little bit risky of Nada to even poke there, but he went ahead and did it.
Nada is not afraid of poking anything, man. You give him a wild, angry, rabid bear, and he will poke it.
Nada afraid of anything. Almost as bad as a probably joke. All right. So with the High Templars, sometimes we see good players keep one High Templar in the back, and they just feed back the medevacs.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Come in here.
In fact, he is leaving a High Templar at his natural. It's quite a natural move for him to do. Because he's a genius.
Yeah. It comes to him naturally. We're like not funny, man.
We're hilarious. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, here. As you can see, Protoss has not been able to control the map really this series at all. He's been sort of stuffed in the corner. And I like this here. Send the factory in there. You don't need it right now. And get a really good idea of exactly what your opponent has. Factory costs less than using a mule, or I mean, not using a mule, instead of using a scan.
You know what's really cool is Genius is staying on top of his macro like a crazy man. He is going up to a lot of gates. He's going up to, it looks like 7 gates. No, 8 gates now. And here we go. Nope, not engagement yet. Nada at 1.
Oh, this concave might be too good.
It might be. We will see. There are Psy Storms ready, but things are kiting out before he can get the storms off.
He's also
Zealot's taking a lot of the storm damage.
Oh, dude. Nada, I think, might just end the game here.
Nada knows how to make an arc.
Yeah, that was a beautiful concave. Nice sentry, sacrificed his life, taking one for the team.
Genius was actually behind in supply before that, and now he's really behind in supply. Nada with 50% more, 150 against 100. Genius, even though he's got better upgrades, as you said, Tasis, what a great concave. You do not want to run into something like that.
And this really indicates how worried Genius is. He's not cutting the army in half. He's saying, I don't even want to deal with this.
Yeah. It's like my mom on a Saturday morning.
I don't know how to deal with this.
I just want to watch cartoons. I'm tired.
You're one of those moms that made you wake up at a certain time?
Yeah, so that I wouldn't wake her up.
Yeah, yeah. Now he has the ghost